Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to 5 Minutes of Torah with the Beth Israel Rabbi. This coming Shabbat, we read Parshat Tazria and Parshat Metzora. These two parshiot combined are known as two of the most complicated Torah portions for anyone to give a Devar Torah on, most challenging, especially for a bar bat mitzvah student. But they primarily deal with one major concept, and that is ritual impurity. Ritual impurity in these two parshiot come from the birth of a child, number one, and number two, tzarat. It's commonly understood that ritual impurity comes from being close to death or the death of potential life. And so it's somewhat surprising and confusing that these parshiot that we read this week are catalysts for ritual impurity from tzarat, which is also known as leprosy, and from birth. Tzarat actually is very easy to understand. Tzarat is not only leprosy, but tzarat is actually a disease that in the Torah's mind can afflict a person's body, a person's clothing, or a person's building. And so it's more than just leprosy. It's best known as simply tzarat. But considering the fact that it is some sort of skin disease, in the minds of the people who lived in the ancient Near East, tzarat was often the first step in the process of dying. And that is why tzarat is a source of ritual impurity. But what about birth? Birth is a very confusing one. I once had a professor at the Jewish Theological Seminary, Dr. Diane Sharon of Torah, who explained that the person who is born, we all know, will eventually pass away, hopefully at the age of 120, but it is inevitable that the baby that is born will at some point die. And so the mother who gives birth to the child who will die is in a state of ritual impurity because of the death that will occur at some point down the line. What's even more interesting, though, is that the mother is in a double state of ritual impurity when she gives birth to a girl. Why would that be the case? Diane Sharon explained, because the girl will hopefully one day also give birth. And therefore, one is, when giving birth to a girl, in a state of ritual impurity, not only for the fact that that girl will one day pass away, but also for the fact that the baby to whom she gives birth will also one day pass away. If we understand the parsha in this context, then we also understand another important idea, and that is that it is incumbent upon us as human beings and as Jews to celebrate life, to celebrate every moment that we have in this world. And we do that in two ways. We celebrate the fact that we are in this world, and we appreciate everything that we have, especially our relationships, and especially the good things that happen to us. And we celebrate the one who gave us the essence of that life, and that, of course, is God. I want to encourage you all to join me and my family a week and a half from today as we will celebrate on Friday nights with the congregation the very first Shabbat with a difference. Shabbat with musical instruments for Kabbalat Shabbat, followed by a great dinner. We will celebrate God. We will celebrate the fact that we are in this world and that God is the one who gave us that opportunity. And God gave us Shabbat. We will celebrate that as Jews together as a community. And not only on Friday night, but the next day as well, we will, as a family, celebrate Yair's bar mitzvah as he's turned 13. And we will celebrate that we've made it to another stage in life as a family with Yair. And we want to encourage our entire congregational family to come and celebrate with us. Shabbat Shalom.